I'm tired of digging holes, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad.
You then assassinate the people that you were trying to make the agreements with in the first place. Incidentally, the straits were open before you did this, and you killed the man who...
Where did this guy come from? I completely agree. What the fuck? You know, whenever she's just connected to all of these people, why is she not in jail?
Wright hit and killed a pedestrian, all while driving with a suspended license. However, these documents say the pedestrian was responsible for their death. According to the crash report I obtained from ODOT for Monday's crash, Wright said to have been driving under the influence.
And I bet she's out. I bet she's out. Well, hello, everyone. We're going to be talking about the great shift that's happening.
My eyes have seen the glory of the trampling at the zoo.
In Western culture. Let's just jump into it. No intro. Like, comment, and subscribe.
So what has persuaded you to come out today?
Well, we've driven up, my son and I, from Newbury, because obviously we can see the state of the nation and there's a national emergency, and we need to obviously think about the future. What kind of country are we going to have for our children? Or are we going to have a nation at all? Now, I'd rather live in a nation and not a market, not a borderless international supermarket browsed by mutually hostile strangers, not something that reduces us all to bargain hunters. We need to save the nation, and I think that Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain is the only credible vehicle to do that.
What was it that made you come over? What were the issues that pulled you to Restore? And what was the moment?
Well, you can see that there's obviously...
Oh boy, this kid right here. He's gonna be a major problem for all these freaks, man.
Now we'll learn who's the best.
He's being raised by guys like this, I think, is his grandpa.
There's the bankruptcy of the general liberal idea. There's the fact that you get a sense that the Western idea and the ideas we've had since the Second World War are winding down themselves. And at the same time, you can't escape the fact that we appear to be morally as well as financially bankrupt across the West, across Europe, and in Britain, that the whole system is in a form of crisis. If you like, what we used to call normal life has been replaced by a permanent state of emergency in terms of our social incohesion, in terms of demographic change, in terms of the fact that there appear to be no realistic solutions offered, and whoever you vote for, the same mad policies get continued throughout your life. And that's what I've seen the last 30 years. And if it goes on, we're finished.
Dude, it's all bullshit, man. Even the people you like end up doing things that have nothing to do with what you're wanting done.
So what does finished
look
look
like?
like?
A fucking ballroom.
What does finished look like? Finished looks like an economic collapse. Finished looks like spending all your money on foreign wars when nothing works in the country. Finished looks like you can't get a job for being competent. There's no sanity even in recruitment. We have a competency crisis because for increasingly ideological and insane reasons, employment opportunities, even training opportunities are restricted.
Is this guy Josh Strife Hayes' dad?
There's one news story after another about why, for political reasons, we're doing mad things that bankrupt the country, that basically park people's careers, that exclude talented people of genuine principle from any area of influence whatsoever. And taken collectively, this is the politics and economics of national suicide. So it has to stop. And there's increasingly a sense, not just in Britain, but throughout the West, that something has to change. And I think that's only going to build as we begin to see the devastating consequences of the latest round of reckless warmongering in the Middle East, which we should never have been involved in, but we're all going to have to...
Yeah, we all know what the real problem is here. It's the violent pedophiles they've been importing from the Middle East.
Live with those consequences. And from this summer on, we're going to see how bitter they are. And it's only going to get worse unless we change the system.
It always gets worse.
And there's no real change that's offered by the parties of the forced consensus. That was the liberal establishment after the Second World War. And
I mean, what are you going to do whenever they're coming after your sons, coming after your daughters? You just going to sit around and just let it happen? No, but the establishment seems to think that's the way it's going to go down, that we're just all going to let it happen. Yeah, good luck with that.
It doesn't work anymore, and it hasn't produced the utopia it's promised. It's produced a sort of hell on earth from which there seems to be no way out. But there is. There are people of genuine principle and genuine talent in this country. And the reason why so many people despair of that is because I think they've been systematically excluded from positions of power, influence, and professional advantage for ideological.
I gave up early, man. I didn't get to the point where they were locking me out. As soon as they started forcing me to do these tests, where it was like DEI tests, be nice to everyone. Be nice to the gays, to the trans, to the Muslims. Nope!
Do I look like some sort of queer to you?
No, thank you. Whenever you're threatening my job and forcing me to do this shit, that's not inclusive. That's fucking communism.
Reasons that has bankrupted the country. But we have enormous human capital here. We're just not permitted to release it, because if you don't have the correct views, you don't get the job, you don't get any promotion. In fact, you might be harassed off social media and find yourself debanked, or at least your career is stymied. So what we need is a realistic economy, some return of human dignity to every area of life. Because, as I said, it hasn't just financially bankrupted us, it's morally bankrupted us too.
Going.
And we're looking at a state where you're going to live in a borderless international bazaar, a placelessness, if you like, an international nowhere land, where nothing means anything, nowhere seems like home, and where the essential value of human life is replaced with price, such as we see in awful things like surrogacy or 0 hours contracts, or the increasing degradation of, if you what you call a work-life balance. Finally, how many people actually do work? How many people are now dependent on the state, directly or indirectly, to the point where those people exceed the ability of the nation to actually make money? This is an economic doom spiral. And so the more that you look at the problem, the more you realise that really we are facing a national emergency.
International.
And if you are going to take on the duties of the state, something more than self-interest or printing money for your own political friends, we need to do better than that. We need to take seriously
I'm the same color as that kid's hat.
the depth of the crisis that we're in, and we need people of genuine principle and talent to address that. And I think we've found them under Rupert Lowe and in Restore Britain.
Damn.
And so, do you believe that essentially it's the rhetoric of blood, sweat and tears that we need
Fuck
in this
rhetoric.
country?
No, I don't think we need any rhetoric at all. You see, that's partly the problem. For the last century, we've been ruled by the political
Yeah, we need less words, more action.
technique of the liberal system, which is basically the
We've had rhetoric for 100 years at this point. Nothing's fucking working. It just keeps getting worse.
rule by media. And what you do then is you use slogans and you use concepts and you attach people's hopes and dreams basically to messages for products that you're never going to deliver. That's how we're ruled. We are sold dreams, our desire.
I like to get our messages out of the memes that arise from the actions that are being done. For example, Quality Leering Center from Nick Shirley. That shit's fucking hilarious.
Are stimulated by, if you like, the kind of ruling consensus. But none of these things ever happen. And instead what happens is what the elites want to happen. And so we get involved in these terrible economic doom spirals. We see the quality of our lives degraded as margins are shaved. Everything's subject to shrinkflation now. It's not just your chocolate bars that are getting smaller. It's the value of your wages. It's your ability to earn a living. It's the kind of job that you have to do so. Usually a kind of dignity-free environment, right, where you're slowly choked to death by the lanyard and its terms and conditions. So if we have just more empty rhetoric, we're not going to get anywhere. You need credible people of genuine integrity and experience and ability who are committed to some higher purpose than themselves, than their own personal enrichment.
They gotta be Christians. Honestly, like, you ain't getting nothing good done unless they're actual real Christians, not the fake capital E evangelicals that are trying to bring about the end of the world.
Or their own mad ideological faction. We need a sense of higher purpose to see beyond the predicament that the rule by media has delivered us into, because it's delivered us all into a fantasy world that's turned out to be a nightmare. And those adverts, if you like, for that system that Francis Fukuyama described as the end of history, the liberal system, he said, periodic elections plus cheap consumer goods. And that was the final verdict on the organisation of mankind, and we could never do any better. Well, it hasn't delivered, has it? The elections have delivered political paralysis in Britain.
And the leptoids keep propping all of these retards up because they buy the messaging. They don't like actions, they only like words. And they only like their words.
And in France and in Germany, the major powers of Europe. And so what's that electoral system doing? It's ground to a halt. And the economics of this, if you ask conservatives who basically market worshippers, if you sit next to them and say, look, you've destroyed our nation, replaced it with a series of light industrial sheds, increasingly staffed by third world migrant labour, what has that conserved? It's demolished
What kind of third world migrants?
everything. Everything that they claim to believe in about Burke and his little platoons, about traditional communities and traditional values, has basically been suborned to market worship and pure profit. We need something more than money. We need something more than empty ideological slogans.
We need culture and values.
We need real change for people's real lives, for a change. And I think the crisis that the West generally is facing, politically, diplomatically, morally and financially, gives you the opportunity to make the kind of deep-rooted change that you need to save the nation.
And where is it you think that reform has fallen into, these traps are falling for this? Because obviously you've chosen restore over reform.
Yeah.
And you've already mentioned the Iran war. And they obviously want to back the Americans.
Well, this is a difficult question to approach if you're not the kind of sad person with no life like me who actually gets into this. But the Americans didn't choose that war freely on their own, did they? They've admitted severally, their own chief diplomat Marco Rubio and many others, the leader of the House and so on, have said that this was a war for Israel because Israel was going to launch that war. And so the real fundamental question is who basically rules the United States, because that war is definitely not in the national interest of the Americans. In fact, I personally predicted this along with others at the beginning of January. This has led to a strategic defeat of the United States. It's broken its military presence, its credibility. It's now seen as agreement incapable. That means in diplomacy.
The more we do these tiny wars that keep getting perpetuated, and it keeps saying, oh, it's going to be ended in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Oh, 2 more days, guys. It'll be ended, I promise. We're ending the war today. We've got talks going on. Oh, they almost killed Trump. I guess we're going to keep this war going.
I don't know what to take no more, man.
Okay, what's the de-escalate? Always messing with your
Get out of here.
Nobody believes your promises, so no one's going to make any deals with you because you constantly break them. And what's worse with that, you then assassinate the people that you were trying to make the agreements with in the first place. Incidentally, the straits were open before you did this, and you killed the man who...
Where did this guy come from? I completely agree. What the fuck?
Placed a religious prohibition on the development of nuclear weapons, And then your big idea is to bomb everybody so they love you. I mean, this is insane. It doesn't make sense. There's no interest in the...
You can't have nuclear weapons, so we're going to bomb you until you're pissed off enough to actually try and use nuclear weapons on us. That's what we're waiting for, I think. We're waiting for something really bad to happen. Because that's what we always fucking do. We don't do anything. We just say we're going to do shit, and then something really bad happens, and we use that as justification to go in and take the whole fucking place. Why don't we just do that in the first place?
National interest at the political elite level in the West, whether it's in the United States or whether it's in Britain or whether it's in Europe. And that's the reason why these political parties are seeing themselves decline dramatically in popularity, because they're not delivering for their own people. The way that they rule is for the interests of the rulers, not the ruled. And you can see that there because these wars are mad. And it's not just the Iran war. These wars are mad from the point of view of the national interest of any Western nation, because it didn't deliver anything for them other than misery and chaos. And in fact, if you look into the history of regime change, not only did it come about because of Benjamin Netanyahu saying that he wanted the West to replace diplomacy with a war on terror from 1979, but when it went on to do this, what did it produce? The reason we have a mass migration crisis in Europe is because of the wars in the Middle East that the United States has wholeheartedly fought, which serves only the grand strategy of the Israelis. That's the reason why you had millions of people come into Europe in 2015 from Syria. That's the reason why, as Colonel Gaddafi predicted in 2010, he went on French television and said, if you kill me, Europe will turn black. And then in Operation Odyssey Dawn, when they did kill him, when Hillary Clinton and David Cameron killed Gaddafi, rather brutally, Europe did turn black. Because
he came, he saw, he died. Remember that?
Libya was a gateway that wasn't open then. And so was Syria. And then so was Iraq. And so when you smash these countries, what happens? People flee and routes are established, and that becomes a business. Mass migration is a criminal enterprise. It's a racket. People pay thousands of dollars to be shipped into your country. This becomes a parallel economy. It's part of the corrupting influence of the business of mass destruction itself. And when people are beginning to see that now, because they're seeing that it's going to make changes in their pocket, the price of their petrol, the availability of their food through the scarcity of fertiliser, the cost of living is going to go up. Governments like the Labour Party, and probably like Reform, are going to borrow more in order to defray those costs, which will further devalue the value of your money, making it harder and harder to survive. It's a death spiral. Fundamentally, the decades of regime change wars that I've seen have changed one regime more than most, and that's our own. Because I remember when we used to live in a sane, functioning, stable, and relatively happy country. And now it's terrible. And
dude, the 90s were fucking perfect. Early 2000s, boy, I just want to go back to those times. I don't even really want to go back to those times. I just want whatever that culture was supposed to turn into. And a bunch of fucking leftoid freaks took it over and fucked it all up. And you know why that happened? Because the right wing let them. Because they're all part of the same bullshit system. Just, they operate on different levels of it and different parts of it.
How can he see me?
all these policies have been undertaken which have created this nightmare. And it's the political consensus that was formed after 1945 that's done this to us. And the reason why none of these parties have any answers to these problems is because they are the problem and not the solution. And if they ever name the fact that it's their policies that have caused this, they're finished. And I think reality's making that argument now, and they know they're finished. And this is why you see the elites in the United States cashing out through series of well-documented financial trades, timed to statements always made on Fridays just before the markets closed, like we saw yesterday, saying that peace is coming. This is so bad that the Federal Securities Commission is investigating the President of the United States and is in a circle for insider...
Oh, yeah? Are they investigating the President of the United States? Yeah, good luck with that, man. I may not like our government, I may not like the system we got going, but I'm still a fucking patriot, and I'm still willing to be completely honest that nothing's gonna happen to a U.S. president. Maybe after he's president, but while he's president, good luck. I want to see you fucking try.
Trading now, because it's obvious. So you're ruled by something that looks very much like a fanatical crime syndicate that does things that destroys everyone's lives, makes these...
And we always trade one for another, and it's always like a completely different kind of crime syndicate. Every single time, man.
These wonderful promises to them, whether from the left or the right.
Yep.
But in the end, what you get is chaos and war and open borders and mad...
I wish this guy was my grandpa.
...slogans and the outright denial of reality. And it's not
really. I love my grandpa. My grandpa would probably agree also if he was alive today.
Good enough, because we have to live in the mess they made.
What's the Twitter for Frank?
Yeah, the Twitter is Frank Reiter, R-I-G-H-T-E-R, Frank Reiter. And inevitably... depressingly, I have a Substack, and I do videos for LifeSite News.
Oh, so that guy actually does stuff. Cool. So performative. Free Palestine! Look at her face. Dude, that's fucking acting! See her look around? She looked right at the camera, looked away. You see how sad I am? You see this beautiful moment? Fucking propaganda. Free Palestine! What is this, an airport? They took over an airport?
Alright guys, take a photo.
What is happening here?
Just keep moving, watch your back.
Gaza Islamist protesters have just stormed JFK Airport in New York City, chanting, "From the river to the sea," and infuriating travelers. Ban them from the airport. Ban them from the United States, I say. Ban them from Western civilization in general. Fuck these people. By the way, read the fucking Quran! Holy shit, dude! These people are liars! And they're pedophiles! Then you got morons like this guy being all performative, trying to help them. Like, here you go, brother. I'll put the Gaza flag on your back. Or whatever the fuck flag this is. I can tell you, it ain't our flag!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Come on. Walk to the right here. Free Palestine will be free!
From the level to the sea.
No, I know. I was like, let's get out of here.
Right here.
Welcome home. That balloon said welcome home. This is not your home. Get the fuck out.
To summarize about other people's experiences, how they've been brutalized, how they've been mistreated. And I'm a journalist. In a lot of ways, I don't feel comfortable doing that. People should get to speak about their own testimonies, give their own statements about what the Israelis did to us. But I will say, because I have been on the previous mission, and I've been intercepted by the Israelis 3 times now, been in their captivity 3 times now, this time was astronomically worse.
It's so fucking performative. You're still alive, aren't you? You're still free. Talking about he was taken captive by Israel. Okay. We need to start Maduroing these people. And don't let them the fuck out. Because they are anti-American, anti-Western values. They're liars. They're pedophiles. It's in their fucking book.
Astronomically worse. And the first thing to say about that is that even still, that's just a glimpse into how badly they treat the Palestinians every single day in Gaza and in the prison system of Israel, which is a heinous.
I hope the whole place just burns to the fucking ground.
Yeah, looks like those planes are here to rescue us. Look, they're dropping us presents.
Abhorrent prison system with 0 rights given to the Palestinians.
I think this whole group right here, go through, arrest them one by one. Get them out! These are not Americans! Anybody who hates America is not an American. Get them the fuck out. I'm sick of this shit, dude. We need to start playing the games that they keep lying, saying that we're playing. We need to just start fucking doing it if they're just gonna keep saying that we're brutalizing them. You're murdering people in Gaza? Don't you know there's a genocide going on?
Oh, would you shut the f*** up, woman?
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
The U.S. government and Israel both want to criminalize and obliterate this solidarity. And they have tried to
Yeah, while they're surrounded by the police. Being allowed to film this in an airport.
There's powerful niggardry at work here.
So, by criminalizing the flotilla, let them try. It can't be done.
Is that a threat?
And you've shown that yourselves by showing up here today, and we thank you for that. With a full collective heart and immense gratitude to everyone here.
Yeah, this was planned, this is performative, and it was paid for.
And anyone listening, free Palestine. Free Palestine!
Who is this guy? Who is that? I think he needs to be arrested for treason.
Palestine! Free Palestine!
Thank you.
Did you notice how good they are at copying each other while they are chanting? Even something as innocuous as saying free that many times? They got it perfect because they're trained to do this shit. What is Bella Ciao? What is that song? What is that song again? Bella Ciao is an Italian folk song historically associated with the anti-fascist resistance, Antifa, during World War II. It was sung by partisans fighting against Nazi German occupation. They think they're fighting Nazis, which, at this point, we just need to become fucking Nazis. You know, if they're gonna keep pretending like we are.
We're taking down the Zog machine, Jew by Jew by Jew.
We might as well play that game. The lyrics tell the story of a partisan who, facing death, asked to be buried in the mountains beneath a flower, symbolizing the flower of the partisan who died for freedom. Though widely believed to have originated during the war, historical evidence suggests the song evolved from earlier folk tunes sung by... Okay, whatever. Today, Bella Ciao is a global anthem of resistance, freedom, and defiance against oppression.
Boo-hoo! It's just that the world is so damn rotten!
Uh-huh. It gained renewed international attention through its use in the Netflix series La Casa de Papel. That's why they latched onto it, by the way, because it was in a TV show or a movie, whatever. TV show, Netflix series, where it symbolizes rebellion and solidarity. Yeah, they're full of shit. We need to get these retards out, too. This, teen takeover. Arrest them. Arrest them all. Where are their parents? Arrest their parents. Arrest anybody who is for this shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We keep letting this shit happen, we're not gonna have a fucking country. We're breeding terrorism in the United States right now. It's crazy. That's a lot of damage. There should be zero damage. A lot of people will defend this and be like, well, it's not that bad. It's just a couple scratches on your car. That's the price to pay for freedom. No, it fucking isn't. That's fucking ridiculous, man. Playing music on airplane. Why is this allowed? That person's obviously uncomfortable. We should be trying to make everybody on there comfortable. Not these two fucking that just want to do anything to destroy American values. They want to be a nuisance. They want to be giant pieces of shit because it's fun to them. They don't actually have morals and values. They're just having fun at the expense of others. Go fuck yourself. Cops won't help you. They'll arrest him and let him out immediately. Actually, it's racist if you arrest him, and he'll get a settlement. And nobody cares.
Where's your manager?
People are just talking like nothing's going on. Like this is normal. What the fuck are we doing? Sheila Kerfuffulus McCormick. What was that? Turfulus? The fuck kind of name is that? Has resigned. That's crazy, man. She stole a whole bunch of money. Why is there no sound? No, there's no sound. Well, anyway, this woman has zero guilt for stealing $5 million from FEMA, even claiming she's being charged just because she's black.
Will you shut up, you stupid gorilla?
Enjoy prison, bitch.
Oh, bang. See you later. You go in prison.
Oh, what's this? Another Black Lives Matter thing?
Fox News alert, a BLM executive indicted for embezzling millions in donations and spending it on vacation, shopping, houses. Wow. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Kevin.
Crazy stuff, my friend. Authorities say over a 5-year period, 52-year-old Tashella...
A self-hating black man. He's the blackface of white supremacy.
Sharia Moore Dickerson, just like the song, the executive director of Black Lives Matter OKC, diverted more than $3 million in return bail checks right into her very own bank account.
Wow.
And tonight, thanks to a 25-count federal indictment, she faces up to 450 years behind bars.
You see that? You see that right there? That's part of the problem.
And millions in potential fines. Dickerson charged with 20 counts of wire fraud and 5 counts of money laundering, following a scheme in which she's accused of routing money intended for the...
Yeah, this is widespread. This is happening everywhere.
Group's programs into accounts that she controlled between June of 2020 and October of 2025. The indictment said she used the money for her own personal benefit, including travel to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic, tens of thousands of dollars in retail shopping, more than 50 grand in food deliveries, also a vehicle,
Dude,
and
it
6
just
real
fucking pisses me off that I work so hard for very, very little money, and these people do absolutely fucking nothing, and the system just lets them keep ripping us off. How long is she gonna be out for? How long is she going to prison for? And I wonder when they're just gonna let her out. And does she get to keep the money? Probably, and she's probably gonna have connections when she gets out too. I bet there's already a GoFundMe set up for this lady.
Estate properties as well. When contacted about the charges, a spokesperson for BLM says that they practice a, quote, model of decentralized leadership. Got it.
Oh, wow!
Oh, and by the way, you've heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together. Well, I'm going to leave this right here, Jesse. That's Dickerson.
You know, whenever she's just connected to all of these people, why is she not in jail?
With Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Draw from that what you will. And while Dickerson is obviously presumed...
Why is she not being denaturalized and deported for being anti-American? And anytime she speaks, she's speaking for the Somali community, not Americans. She says it every single time.
Innocent until proven guilty. You may recall that BLM actually had a situation back in 2022 when the group, not the one from OKC, came under fire after allegedly making a $6 million property purchase in California using donor funds. Some things don't change.
You're going to prison.
Using government funds. No, using our funds. The government doesn't have money. We do.
Are you afraid of it?
Warning, blood boiling. This has to be a crime, right? If you pull your fist back and extend it to just an inch away from someone's face. By the way, this is much worse because you're traveling with a bike at high speeds. It's gonna hurt way more than just getting punched in the face. If you do this near me, or if you do this to someone near me, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Well, I'm gonna do it just for you.
I will run after you to defend others. Yeah, nope. I see this is becoming worse. More and more people are doing this. By the way, you notice his pants sagging below his ass. You notice that this is all red. I wonder if he's gang affiliated, which I don't like those either. We need to arrest all of these freaks that even just pretend that they have gang affiliation. If you walk up to somebody with a Chicago Bulls jersey and they don't know anything about basketball, guess what? Minnesota Judge Nancy Brazel just sentenced Somali Feed Our Future fraudster Zamzam Jama, who stole $5.6 million, to only 6 months in prison. Yeah, that's what they get for attempting to destroy the fucking country. Just 6 months. Give me a fucking break. Try 20. Try life. I'm not opposed to capital punishment for these types of fucks.
Ms. Jama, do you have any comment?
Judge Nancy Brazel said that Zamzam Jama was one of the least culpable defendants, and she doesn't think that she'll see Jama back in federal court for another crime.
Ms. Jama, do you have any comment?
Yeah, she's probably going to get another position when she gets out, too. Probably also has a GoFundMe. This is a beach somewhere. Where is it? Modern England.
Allah Akbar!
Hey, yo, move your fucking head, man. Yo, what the fuck, man? Oh, yo, you wanna gonna fucking die from?
Yeah, where's the police? Where's the police to stop these morons? Why is nobody doing anything? I wonder why The regular citizens aren't doing anything, probably because they'll get arrested for being racist. But these people are allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. What is this? I have not seen anybody talking about what's going on in Canada right now. This man was pulled over and told by police that he had to come with them because a psychiatrist labeled him certifiable. What?
Yeah. Okay. And this is Dr. Emery. He's a resident psychiatrist, senior resident. He's on a rotation with the CAR 87. We're part of a program that includes Vancouver Coastal Health and the Vancouver Police. Okay? Mm-hmm. And what we do is we go to people when there's different reasons that come up. Every case is a little different, and we go to people to see them where they are, especially if there's been issues with trying to find them and talk to them. So in your case, I think you were certified under the Mental Health Act just, I don't know how long ago, but like maybe 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. Were you aware of that? Dr. Taylor saw you in a cafe. She didn't certify you. I think you filmed part of it. And then she spoke with your family.
What the fuck?
Got some more information. And, you know, you're going to have to turn that off.
So just one sec.
Yeah.
What the officer just told me is that, you know, you and I can set up a meeting and we can chat then. So why don't we do that, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not turning the camera off. I have a legal right to keep the camera on. If you don't want to make the appointment now, we can do it at another time. But, you know, that's what the officer just asked that we do. So why don't we do that?
So I'm going to certify you under the Mental Health Act. We're going to bring you to hospital, do testing on you. And
we certified that you have a mental illness and we're just going to grab you up off the streets. Does this guy seem mentally ill to you?
You're going to talk to a psychiatrist in a controlled environment because we don't believe that you're going to attend an appointment.
I won't attend. I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
So he's certified.
I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
Okay.
What is going on? I was never given a psych eval or nothing. He just looked at me and said, "You're certified."
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know why, but it's up to the doctor. So if you.
But no, he didn't even give me an eval. He just looked at me and said, "I'm certified." Man.
I get that.
You know, please consider what you're doing and please think about.
So doctors can have you arrested now? Guys like this guy. But Muslims and Indians are allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. And black people. It's crazy.
The fact that I'm more than happy to come in for an appointment. I'm happy to go through and do everything properly. Okay, I've been completely compliant with everything.
Yes, you've been really good with me, Nicholas, but listen, that's his call, and unfortunately we can't go back on that.
He hasn't talked to me.
Get checked out by a doctor.
You're interacting with me at a very regular...
That's insane. And we're the Nazis. Okay. And since the government's letting all of this happen, since the police aren't doing anything, people have started taking matters into their own hands, which it's going to get worse. People are actually going to start defending themselves against these criminal freaks. These pedophile, violent pieces of shit.
Don't make me go medieval on your
ass. Are not going to be allowed in our country if the government is not going to do anything about it. We're just not going to let them in our areas. And you know what's going to happen? The government will come in and they will tear everything down. But you'll be allowed to have CHOP, Chaz. They'll let people barricade against ICE. I guarantee you this isn't going to be allowed to keep going.
There's been a shooting almost every night in the last couple of weeks.
It's terrifying to live here, and it's even more terrifying that the city is absolutely doing nothing to protect the citizens in this neighborhood.
Which is why they're taking matters into their own hands. They put up these makeshift barriers.
It was a game changer. It made it feel much more safe there.
Until they stop working.
There's been a shooting almost every night.
What they'll do is they'll notice that you're doing this, and they'll start finding ways to make it a point to destroy your shit. Oh, you're gonna keep us out? We're gonna go in and set the whole fucking place on fire. That's what these violent freaks fucking do. They see it as a challenge. Well, I think you should meet them where they lie. Go pick them up in their sleep. Don't allow it to get to this point.
Moments before a deadly crash Monday morning, police say Jerica Wright is seen here, making a U-turn in her silver Audi from West Broad Street onto the on-ramp, going the wrong direction on I-270. The car goes a short distance towards oncoming traffic before turning around. Minutes later, and about 4 miles down the road, her car crosses over the shoulder and smashes into the back of two vehicles pulled over on the side of the road. Investigators say Wright hit and killed Jody Tackett and injured another man who was changing a tire on the minivan stopped in the left shoulder. A woman matching Wright's description can be seen walking across the exit ramp towards the Georgeville Square shopping plaza. It's not her first fatal crash. In July 2020, Wright hit and killed a pedestrian, all while driving with a suspended license. However, these documents say the pedestrian was responsible for their death. According to the crash report I obtained from ODOT for Monday's crash, Wright said to have been driving under the influence.
And I bet she's out. I bet she's out.
I just think we need to make it clear that there can be no comparison between the Black Lives Matter movement and what we saw on January 6th. So I just want to make that clear.
You're right. There is no comparison because they literally set entire cities on fire.
Shut that cunt's mouth or I'll come over there and start her head.
Limited destruction of property and violence during the uprising.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have been started.
Oh boy, oh boy.
They just threw something on fire, Chris, a firecracker.
No one should be destructing.
Dude, these fucks in the media that just keep lying, they need to be arrested too. That is the only way we're gonna fix this shit. If we don't start arresting people, oh, but it's free speech.
How would you like to suck my balls?
They use that to their advantage. They weaponize it so they can lie to people and cause the destruction of our culture. I don't give a fuck about free speech anymore. They have completely shit all over it. Non-Muslim, no entry. Only Muslim. Coming to a Western civilization near you.
I'm a man and a Muslim.
You see that? Non-Muslims go that way. Muslims only go this way. This is in Saudi Arabia. By the way, we're friends with Saudi Arabia. Friends. The police are there. He's just destroying shit. Just tossing it down. Police watching and laughing. Arrest the police? Arrest the police! Arrest them for doing nothing. Arrest whoever they take orders from. Go from the top all the way the fuck down. Or we can work from down all the way to the top. It doesn't matter to me. Just start fucking doing something.
Oh shit.
Somebody stop MGK, please.
There's no chocolate. The dad went to me at Halloween, but we told him we told him we lived on Medwood because he got power off.
What the fuck is even happening there? Like, why were they just letting that happen? And this is what EBT Americans are doing now.
Mama Gardens, come get it. Come get it. Today my last day. Y'all better come get it while y'all can. You don't know when the next time y'all gonna see me. Ray, what they better do? Ray, what they better do?
Get it all, you guys.
Hear that evil cackle.
Today my last day, man. I'm telling y'all. Y'all ain't gonna see me until December. Listen. And we only got, what, like 15 cups left? Man, listen. Listen. We winding down, you guys. I gave y'all another day. Here you go. Mama Gardens, come get it.
Breaking: the man who intimidated women and called them fucking cunts for taking a photo with ICE agents in Phoenix, Arizona is a Democrat executive committee official in District 12.
This guy is fucking stupid.
How about that? We've just let these evil freaks completely take over everything everywhere.
Take photos with them. You little fucking cunt. You little fucking cunt.
What a bitch.
They're taking photos with my face so they can recognize
There we go. Okay. And that's what happens when you support
Sir,
racist motherfuckers.
do you think that makes you right to scream at women and call them a cunt? Bro, shut up. Come back, sir. You were so brave to talk to those women. I'm trying to talk to you. But I want to talk to you.
Take photos with them.
Fucking bitch. What a bitch. Also, the guy with the camera, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Fucking knock this piece of shit out. Knock this fool out. I'm sick of playing these fucking games. What if that guy just pulled out a knife and started fucking stabbing those women? It's a possibility. It's in the cards. Because these people are fucking evil freaks. Time to take out the trash. And you know what would have happened? They would have set up a GoFundMe for him and he would have been out in just a couple weeks. And he would have won his case and he would get a settlement.
Small American flags were vandalized and stolen. Salisbury police released these pictures of the people caught on camera at Veterans Memorial Park. WBTV's Natisha Lance explains what's being done to stop this from happening again.
Police said that this device behind...
Well, veterans are racist. They kill terrorists, you know. And well, the leftists, they like terrorists. They like terrorism. So they have to destroy anything American.
Behind me to monitor the park in real time and also hopefully prevent any other incidents from happening. While people in this community say
how do you prevent these incidents from happening? I wonder how you prevent this from happening. How about you don't allow a teen takeover and you arrest these freaks?
Don't know how to make him stop.
Have you ever tried beating his ass?
And you arrest their parents and you arrest anybody online who is for all of this shit happening.
Disappointed. They are still wanting to honor and celebrate the veterans they put those flags out for in the first place.
Okay, as soon as I pull this up, you're going to stick it right in that hole, okay? And I'll keep my
Preparing for Memorial Day is a tradition for Beverly Leonard.
It's a white people holiday.
And that's the way you do it.
Dude,
she's been planting.
I've heard it so many times that Memorial Day is a white person holiday and it's racist. I don't give a fuck.
Flags at Veterans Memorial Park in Salisbury for over a decade.
This is about honoring the veterans and those who came before us and those who are going to come after us and who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
On Sunday, she learned hundreds of flags she staked in the ground days earlier had been taken or damaged.
My son actually found some in the stream over here by the park.
Charge him with treason. Charge him with treason!
Claver, who lives across the street from the park,
I'm
told
willing
us
to
her
throw it
husband
around.
noticed the broken flags and helped to replace them.
Start charging everybody with treason. Anybody who's anti-American. At this point, it's so fucking bad.
But more flags were damaged again the next day.
I'm very patriotic.
It's freedom of speech.
It's just very heartbreaking.
Salisbury police released these images Wednesday of people they believe did the damage in hopes the public can help track them down. The department also...
And then what are they going to do whenever they find them? They're going to slap them on the wrist and the leftoids are going to give them a whole bunch of money. Because the only reason this even happened in the first place is because they were fighting against a racist system.
Oh boy, I hate this game. I mean, it makes me want to kill myself.
Installed a portable monitor to watch the park in real time.
I got calls immediately from veterans and veterans' families who were personally hurt by this.
Another blackface of white supremacy.
Kenny Harden is an Air Force veteran. He runs the Veterans Social Center in Salisbury. He says hearing about the vandalism made him disappointed at first, then angry.
It might have been a prank, it might have been a joke, but they don't understand how serious people take things like service in the military.
Well, they don't care is the thing. It's not that they don't understand. They actively want to destroy. They think it's fun.
Military.
The director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, plans to release the findings of a number of high-profile investigations before departing the ODNI on June 30th. The investigations include Havana Syndrome /HAIs, COVID-19 weaponization, the overthrow on November 3rd, 2020 election, and more. President of the United States. Thousands of additional documents are coming. Okay, cool. Documents, more documents. Sure. This was treason. The leader of the gang was Barack Obama. He is guilty. Oh, he is now, is he? Is he arrested? Have they arrested him for treason? The president himself is saying he is guilty. But where's the arrest? I thought we were innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Has he been proven guilty in the court of law? No? No? Then it's bullshit!
So he was lying?
This is a lie. Nothing's gonna happen.
Uniformed guys with masks on saying papers, please. In America.
Right, because of the laws.
Get ready for every commercial.
You also know that Antifa wears masks, right? When they burn down
What is Antifa?
Right.
What is Antifa?
They don't care about Antifa. They're for Antifa. Because Antifa has been deemed a terrorist organization, and they love those. What is this? Noam, U.S. citizens should be prepared to show proof.
The government be like Antifa? Is that what you're saying?
It's not being like Antifa.
I would like you to explain what Antifa...
Like, this isn't even what's happening. I'm not getting stopped and asking to show my papers. You know who's getting stopped? Criminals.
Sorry. How many people are in Antifa? What is Antifa? Who's the Antifa?
Oh my God, dude, this pisses me off. Trump threatens to send troops to end Minneapolis protests. When was this? This was a while ago, right? But like, this shit pisses me off. Threatens to send troops to end Minneapolis protests. If you know that's how to end it, then why aren't you fucking doing it? We just saw that teen takeover. Same fucking shit. Nothing's being done. Gotta love it.
Who's the leader of Antifa?
What is that?
Where's the organization? Where's it founded?
Yeah.
Where's it headquartered? What is Antifa?
That's actually a great question.
You have no idea what you're talking about. As you told me before, maybe you should stop that before and hush your mouth.
Literally targeted the ICE agents.
That's what she said to me.
They're just gonna shut her down because she's bringing up valid points. That's how it goes. Bro, I don't even want to talk about this tick thing, dude. This is...
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
Such an obvious fucking human experiment that they're doing on the population to get people to stop eating meat. It's so obvious. We knew that without this video.
Where if it bites you, you'll become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can use human engineering.
An innocent girl cries as she is handed over to an old man to be forcibly married. They put her on a donkey as if she were merchandise. This is Islamic Sharia. She's gonna be raped that night. She was raped that night. Coming to an America near you. Yeah, I don't need to watch any more of that. That shit just pisses me off.
The real risk you have in the US isn't multiculturalism. It's a multi-billionaire running the biggest social media planet, one of the biggest in the world, which has turned into an echo chamber of your ridiculous ideology.
Are you serious?
Oh my God. Projection.
And the fact that you're telling us all and telling the British...
We can't have multiculturalism with Muslims.
Public, who we're proudly multicultural, as someone that was brought up in multicultural working class Birmingham, I can tell you for sure that there's not you won't find a Muslim there who's read the Quran and went, oh, you know what, it didn't rule out sexual violence, so I might just crack on with that. I don't know what planet you're living on or what you're smoking, but I'd suggest that you do a course in religious studies before you start chatting.
What the fuck? Bro, I tried to ask Brave and it just gave me the workaround. Don't use Brave. I use Brave for bullshit. So I asked, what does the Quran say about pedophilia? The Quran does not explicitly or define pedophilia, blah, 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 blah. Instead, Islamic scholars and thematic analyses derive guidance on this issue by applying general Quranic principles to the modern context through analogical reasoning. Dude, who the fuck talks like that? Bans zina, unlawful sexual intercourse. The Quran strictly forbids zina and any behavior that leads to it, such as lowering the gaze. I don't even know what it doesn't tell me what it means. So I have to look that up separately, and it's going to give me the runaround on what that means. So I don't even care to look that one up. They ban incest, which we all know they still do that anyway. Homosexuality, same thing. We all know what they do to little boys. Just ask anybody who was in the military. While not addressing pedophilia directly, the Quran places a strong emphasis on the well-being and rights of children. Parental duty, verses such as Surah At-Tarim 666, how about that? Command believers to protect themselves and their families from spiritual and moral harm, which contemporary scholars interpret as a directive to safeguard children from abuse. Oh, I wonder what they're doing about that. Marriage and consent. The Quran requires marriageable age to be reached and mental maturity to be present before marriage. And it doesn't tell me what age. It doesn't tell me anything like that. And it forbids forced marriages, which we just saw. No, it fucking doesn't. Which scholars argue precludes the exploitation of children. What is considered a marriageable age in the Quran? The Quran does not specify a fixed numerical age for marriage. Okay, I meant culturally, you fuck. Instead, it defines the marriageable age as the attainment of physical puberty, bulug, I don't know, and more importantly, mental and emotional maturity. Okay, so I asked, what is considered physical maturity on average in Middle Eastern countries? Physical maturity in the context of puberty in Middle Eastern countries is generally marked by the onset of secondary sexual characteristics, and for girls, first menstruation. First menstruation!
What the fuck?
You know when that happens? For girls, the onset of physical changes like breast development, Tanner stage B2, and pubic hair growth begins around 10.5 to 11 years. Why didn't you tell me that right off the bat? The average age for menstruation in countries like Egypt and Iran is approximately 12 years old. It is important to note that while these figures represent averages, the normal range for the onset of puberty is broad, typically starting between 8 and 14 years. What? What the fuck? It gets worse as it tries to clarify. The term physical maturity in Islamic, what the fuck are these words, man? Refers to reaching this stage of puberty, which is distinct from the mental and emotional maturity required for full social and legal responsibilities. Well, they have to be mature. They gotta be mature, which means 8 to 14 years old.
Well, thank you for the ad hominem attacks. I'm sure that means you have a really strong argument, but I think the young working class girls who probably grew up in the same areas that you did would beg to differ. I don't understand what...
Yeah, listen to what their book says. This is what their culture is. This is what they're like. Look at any religion. Do people follow their religion to a T? Absolutely fucking not. So fucking dishonest, man. Look at this guy. Look at his face.
You're saying, I've read the Quran, I've seen what's in there, even if you don't think that my interpretation of the...
If he's read the Quran, then he's lying. He's either lying about reading the Quran, or he knows what's in the Quran, and he's lying about that. Because what I just showed you, maybe that guy's actually a pedophile. I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
Quran is correct. I would point you to, I don't know, what countries have the most issues when it comes to child brides and raping of young girls and children. It's obviously a systemic...
Well, their book says that they're not allowed to do that. But it does. It does say they're allowed to do that. Especially if they're not Muslim. They're allowed to just do whatever they want. It says behead infidels.
Cultural problem with Islam. It's not a problem that is contained or unique to the West. And I don't know, last time I checked, this whole...
It says chase after infidels and behead them.
Grooming gang phenomenon is what contained primarily to Muslim men, and it really only started when you started seeing mass migration.
Well, I can't play that video because copyright. But shocking, he has 3 underage wives at his Texas home. How is this allowed? A bystander confirmed. Yes, she's his wife. Ban Sharia law and deport radical Islamists? No. Make it illegal and arrest the radical Islamists. Don't just deport them, because they'll just come right the fuck back. No, you gotta actually do something about it. And by the way, they're pedophiles. Every single pedophile, you know what I think about them? The wood chipper. So no, don't deport Islamists. Anybody who is a Muslim, by the way, being a Muslim is actually treason. And worse.